goddess of wisdom, master of war, and the hottest woman on Olympus. Those are just some of the many titles Athena holds. Athena plays one of the crucial roles in Epic the Musical. For those of you who don't know, it is a musical based on the ancient Greek poem titled The Odyssey, which tells the story of Odysseus, the king of Ithaca, going home after the Trojan War. As the daughter of Zeus, Athena inherited her father's godly powers and, not going to lie, some of his attitude. But thankfully, when it comes to her morals, Athena is miles ahead of her godly parent. She is known as the wise but strict teacher of Odysseus, who grew to genuinely care for her protege. In this video, I will be ranking all the wonderful versions of Athena that were featured in different animatics made by the many talented artists of the epic fandom. As usual, this video will include a mixture of a genuine analysis of the designs and what makes them great, and just my unapologetic simping. The most important criteria is not whether the design is great on itself, but how hot I find the Athenas. With that being said, let's begin. Starting strong with the Athena created by 6 of Clover's animation. This Athena sadly was featured only in one short video that focused on the Ares and Aphrodite's part of the God Games song. But oh my Zeus, does Athena shine there! First of all, I love the overall style of the artist, with the expressive faces and movements of the characters. The intense emotions that Athena, Ares and Aphrodite experience during the scene are easily read through their movements and expressions. I love the horsehair crest on her helmet and how it presumably transforms into Athena's real hair when she puts her helmet down. It very creatively shows Athena's inherent connection to battle and war. But at the same time, this Athena is capable of being incredibly gentle, and her pleading face reveals her to be not only the warrior, but a friend who tries to save Odysseus. I love the sharp contrast between her fighting and pleading faces. The fighting sequence is also incredibly cool and makes me weak in the knees. This Athena gets... I love you, darling! The next Athena is created by one of my absolute favorite epic artists, Aniflama. Those of you who watched my 2 previous videos know that Aniflama was the one who really hooked me on epic, so I hold them in very high regard. It doesn't hurt that their designs are simply immaculate. Their Zeus and Poseidon are the definition of godly, and Athena is not far behind. This Athena is very classic and employs many elements that are common among the fandom artists when featuring her design. She has a very classic helmet with the horsehair crest and pretty standard long robes. The notable differences in this particular design include the necklace that is Medusa's head that transforms into Athena's shield. A great visual idea, by the way. And her transformation into the more animalistic form when experiencing strong emotions. I think this Athena is lovely, and I particularly like how she goes between silly and serious. The most powerful scene, in my opinion, is the one near the end of the animatic, when we get to peek behind her helmet. At first, it looks like she is stoic and unafraid of her father's rage, but as the light illuminates Athena, her fearful expression tells us all we need to know. She is scared, but can't afford to back down now. Also, love Athena's animal forms. Aniflama is incredible with them as usual. Overall, this is a very solid Athena and a great character in terms of design, but she doesn't make my guts twist like Aniflama's Zeus or Poseidon do.
You got it, darling!
This Athena is again a classic one, with one notable exception that really elevates her. The piano key notes incorporated into her helmet and her dress. Those piano keys, and I will stand by it, are a genius design choice. Usually details like these are what creates an iconic character design. Piano is Athena's iconic instrument that more or less creates her theme and recognizability inside the musical. Adding the visual aspect to the audio in such a good and memorable way really cements this design as one of the best Athenas despite its simplicity. Great job. In terms of hotness, well, I sadly can't say I want her to crush me with her sword, but I certainly would like to hang out with this Athena.
Okay.
The fourth Athena goes pretty strong, not gonna lie. Firstly, I love how the artist gives each god their signature color and sticks to it throughout the video. It greatly helps in distinguishing not only each character design, but also the godly domains. Athena, of course, being blue is always the right choice, and I appreciate how she contrasts with Ares, him being blood red. This Athena features the already familiar helmet, but her robes get a unique design, with the back being pretty and flowing almost like a ball dress, reminiscent of a bird tail. Athena's animal is an owl, and I think this artist made some great choices with incorporating animalistic features into this design, first being the skirt and then the claws on her hands. Overall, I would say this design is very good, but I don't think it's particularly
Oh my god!
holy moly. I mean, you are seeing what I'm seeing, right? Those wings, those gorgeous, majestic wings. Athena's transformation into the harpy form is done incredibly, and she looks truly godly. With her animal side being brought by rage, this Athena feels almost feral. The short, spiky hairstyle makes me think of the ruffled fur of an angry animal, and her skirt transforming into a literal tail. Gods, this design just cannot get any better. The final confrontation of Athena with her father is very beautiful, with the golden lightning spreading throughout her skin. I cannot get enough of this design, and I can honestly feel how much love and care the artist put into it. This is beautiful. This Athena can crush me, and I will thank her.
I love you, darling!
Oh, Neil, the royalty of the epic fandom, who is known to deliver one of the best designs and animatics. Like I said in my previous video, you're welcome to watch it by the way, their God Games animatic is, in my opinion, currently the best interpretation of the song, not in the least thanks to the incredible characters featured in it. So let's get to business and take a look at their,
Mommy? Sorry, mommy? Sorry, mommy?
goddess, literal goddess right there, nothing more, nothing less. I adore Neil's style that looks cartoony but still fairly realistic in terms of proportions. Let me tell you, Athena's muscles alone are making me blush. Holy moly, that is a woman who can lift and carry me without breaking a sweat. The short skirt not only allows us to see Athena's beautifully drawn legs, but also showcase her fighting abilities and elevate her movements in action sequences. Her outfit is simple and practical, but the cape gives some heroic vibes to her character, and I'm all here for it. Athena's hair is very similar to Zeus's, which makes sense considering she is his daughter. Her facial features are also similar to her father's, and I appreciate how Neil doesn't shy from showing that they are indeed a family. The fighting, the camera movement, and the unique ways Athena approaches each god create a wonderful experience for the audience. Look, I can fangirl over this animatic for hours, but that's not why we're here, so I'll try to mostly focus on Athena. This Athena is confident but also kind. She enjoys fighting but does it without malice. Even during the fight with her father, there is a trace of smile on her face. This joy and optimism transforms the song from a serious battle into a more adventurous fight. What I mean is that the other gods, while not letting Athena go easy, do not show any hatred towards her and actually are happy for her when she succeeds in convincing them. This way, the gods feel like a real family and not just a pantheon. On her own, Athena's design is strong enough to stand against the other gods, who have fantastic looks on their own and show many cool visual ideas. Not once Athena is completely forgotten, always finding her way into showing off her might in each confrontation, even with Zeus. I am mesmerized by her fighting style and movement. Each shot is just a delight to watch. This Athena truly feels like an ancient hero who can crush any enemy. I only wish she would crush me too.
I love you, darling!
Gigi's Athena is a solid classic, with the touch of artist style. She is tall, she is beautiful, and she will not hesitate to punch you should you stand between Odysseus' freedom and her. There is not a lot I can say about her, seeing as this Athena is very classic. A solid design, I think.
Okay.
I like this Athena, I really do, but for me personally, she reads more like a fantasy medieval priestess than a Greek goddess, which makes sense inside the animatic, as the artist gave differently styled clothing to the gods. This Athena is composed, royal and elegant. We don't see much of her emotions, which makes it, for me personally, harder to sympathize with her personal quest to save Odysseus. I again love how the artist chose to give her wings, and they look very cool on her, although not as organic as on Mumder's design. This Athena has a lot going on, but I think she gets outshined by the supporting cast's designs, especially Ares, who turned out to be extremely good in this animatic.
Okay.
Wolfy's Athena is a classic one. So classic that, in fact, I catch myself wanting to have something more about her. I think it's partly because of the viewing order bias. By now, we have seen a couple of very similar designs, so they reasonably become more and more recognizable. It's not the fault of the artist, after all, everyone did their animatics separately. Also, I have to say, their video was built on movement and visual metaphors being the main players of the show, with the character designs being purposefully simplistic. I think this Athena is good. She is composed, elegant, and most importantly, she is a giant woman. Though she feels a bit too cold and demanding of Odysseus. But it does make sense for her character at this point of the story. I think Wolfy did a very good job, but I also think giving her Athena something recognizable, like Aniflama's Medusa necklace, would make her stand out among the other designs.
You look gorgeous. Absolutely, nobody looks better than you.
My favorite aspect of this Athena are her robes, which are drawn with great care and generally feel more historically accurate. I also love her braid. It's my favorite hairstyle to wear at home, so I give her my bias bonus for that. This Athena is lovely, and I think her design is well put together, but much like Britpop Pixel's Athena, she sort of gets outshined by the other gods, who all have quite strong visual ideas going on, at least Zeus and Hera for sure. But still, I think she's cute, especially near the end, when prim and proper goddess's helmet gets lost, and her neat hair transforms into an unruly black wave. She feels more vulnerable and human that way.
You got it, darling.
This Athena is featured on the official animatic on Jay's channel, so this design is considered to be canon, at least from what I've gathered. The art style is so elegant that it makes me want to cry. This Athena truly feels ethereal, and the kind of person who would draw attention to themselves by simply standing, because she is that beautiful. I love how unique her clothes feel. Not quite the standard Greek robes, but not the modern stage costume either. The hair being ginger is something I have not seen before that, so it's a great visual touch. A beautiful design and a beautiful lady.
You look gorgeous. Absolutely, nobody looks better than you.
Look, I won't beat around the bush. Duvetbox's Athena can crush me anytime she wants. This woman is the definition of she is beauty, she is grace, and she will hit you in the face. As I've said in my previous video, everyone looks hot in their videos. But the gods especially, and Athena is no exception. I love how she removes her helmet right at the beginning, which allows us to see her face clearly. The scars on her lips and nose make me feral, I swear. It's again a great visual detail that let us wonder how she got those scars. At the same time, it's a reminder that Athena is indeed the goddess of war and she does not mess around. I adore her short, messy hair and how pretty her pointy ears look, giving her an impression of a fey creature. Athena's cape looks extra cool, and so does her uniform. I love her body language and confidence that reads through Athena's every move. Honestly, a great design through and through.
I love you, darling!
This animatic, and I can say this without shadow of a doubt, is the best interpretation of the Warrior of the Mind song I have seen. The way this story unfolds before us is simply majestic, and the way artist transitions between scenes is so satisfying. During this 3-minute song, the audience gets transported from Athena's mind palace to Odysseus' flashback of their first meeting, and then again to some sort of mindscape/training grounds. This animation is action-driven, with the characters changing poses and expressions almost every frame. It's extremely creative and features many interesting visuals. such as Athena's godly weave that both showcases her powers and delivers an idea of her literally shaping Odysseus into what she wants him to be. This Athena, I say, is first and foremost confident. From the moment she enters the stage, she dominates it with her every move, being a giant woman. She towers over Odysseus both physically and metaphorically. In terms of her character design, it feels similar but slightly different compared to many others we have seen in this video. Her dress is also a classic Greek robe, but we can see a breastplate and a helmet, which reminds us that she is a warrior. The braid is my personal favorite. It just gives Athena this flair of tidiness and properness. I also appreciate her facial expressions, which range between her pride of Odysseus as a person and as a personal project. This Athena, first and foremost, sees Odysseus as her pet project that she herself designed. But we, as the audience, still see rare moments when she perceives him as a friend and not just a tool, which I find to be exceptionally well done by the artist. The animatic itself is just so vibrant and action-packed that I recommend watching it twice to fully digest. It doesn't hurt that this Athena is exceptionally hot.
I love you, darling!
Oh, I love this Athena. The mask is just such a cool detail to elevate the character, especially seeing how it differs from the helmets we've seen before. The mask being shaped like the owl's wings is such a great detail and I love it. This Athena is heavy on the owl motifs, with the owl mask and the owl pins and her dress and also her claws and her wings. In this channel we stand owl motifs in Athena's design, okay? Then, of course, there comes a moment when Athena's mask disappears and we see her face full of enthusiasm for teaching Odysseus. I just adore how expressive Athena becomes compared to her incomprehensible face with the mask on. It really helps to elevate her as a person with her own passions instead of the cold-hearted goddess she is often perceived to be. I also think this Athena truly enjoys spending her time with Odysseus and already sees him more as a friend than a tool, even though she is still strict with him.
You look gorgeous! Absolutely, nobody looks better than you!
Athena by TheeArteest is charmingly simple. I like their art style a lot. Though it is simple, it's very consistent and features the artist's unique quirks, such as all the characters having spiky hair and somewhat shaky lines. This Athena is messy, but in a good way. I like the idea of having one of her eyes being covered by her hair, which personally gives me an impression of a teenager going through a phase. Considering in this animatic Athena needs to convince her dad and family to let her friend go, it almost feels like a family gathering. What I'm trying to say is that this Athena feels younger and less experienced than all her other counterparts in the similar videos. The fur armor and the long cape go hard, not gonna lie. I like the contrast between her slender waist in a dress and her fluffy head with the helmet and the fur. Also, Athena gaining wings in the second part of the animatic while battling her father. Nice, very nice. Honestly, it's just a lovely design overall. Not the hottest one, but hey, I think it wasn't the intention.
Okay.
I found Mikuchis animatic while preparing for this video, and I was pleasantly surprised by just how good it is. First of all, love the art style with the more cartoonish proportions and the bigger eyes. Secondly, the use of color was done nicely and really signaled the domain of each god. Also, I loved how the gods seemed to all care for each other and did not see Athena as their enemy. Even Ares was surprisingly chill with her compared to all his other versions we've seen. This Athena is very classic, even too classic for my taste. Her design is coherent and clearly delivers her being a warrior, but I also think it quickly gets outshined by the other gods who all have their unique quirks.
Boo, darlings!
The last Athena and the animatic are drawn in a style that is strongly inspired by anime, which is clearly seen in the way the artist draws heads and expressions. Honestly, I'm all for it, because it looks great. The trick is to keep the style consistent, which the artist for sure achieved. McLissy uses the eyes to be the main instruments in delivering the character's emotions, giving each god a unique color. I think it works lovely. Their Athena, though a warrior through and through, is still very elegant and, dare I say it, gentle. I appreciate how pretty her long flowing hair looks and with what great detail the artist drew her dress together with the metal accessories to remind us of Athena's warrior status. She's simply lovely.
Okay.
Well folks, that's it. This video featured way more Athenas than I expected, but that is simply because there are so many incredibly talented artists creating such beautiful artworks that I cannot simply ignore them. As usual, if I missed your favorite Athena, drop the name of the artist in the comments and maybe I'll do part 2. Also, which epic character should I rate next? Thank you very much for watching my videos. I am overwhelmed by the positive reaction for my silly ratings, but I am glad you like it. See you in the next one, and don't forget to like and subscribe. There's more to come.